Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Catherine, if you didn't already know. As you'll see by the title, today I'm doing another fake tan review. I love filming these videos, I love trying out new tans, and today's tan is actually skinny tan, which I haven't used before, but they kindly reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try their tan. So of course I said yes. So if you want to hear my thoughts on the tan and also their range of products, because they actually sent me a few things to try out, then do keep on watching this video. And also don't forget to subscribe down below and give it a thumbs up. And other than that, let's get into it. So obviously I am a lover of fake tan. I'm always tanning. I've been through my tan routine quite a few times and I have tested out quite a few different tans now on this channel, and I do really enjoy filming these sort of videos. So when Skinny Tan kind of reached out to me and were like, oh, do you want to try some of our products? I was like, yeah, definitely. Like, I've seen them on my Instagram before and I've seen other people use their products and heard good things about it. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll give it a go, see whether I get on with it, and also kind of if I think their products are kind of worth the price and the payoff and stuff like that. So I'm just going to run through kind of how I use their products and what I thought of it. So they actually sent me a few things, as I mentioned. When it comes to tan, it's really important that you prep your skin before you start using the products, because you don't want it to go patchy. You don't want there to be any kind of like old tan on your skin. So I always kind of go through the same process before I start applying my tan. So I always kind of run a really hot bath and exfoliate my skin using an exfoliating mitt. So that's kind of like the first thing I do, and at that point I like shave my skin, I do my skincare routine. So at the moment I've been using Charlotte Tilbury Goddess Ritual, which is like you have like two stages to it. So there's one face mask and then there's like a kind of more like a clay face mask. So I've been doing that recently, and that just kind of keeps my skin nice and fresh, and it just makes it super clean before I apply the tan onto my face. And then I obviously have the bath and kind of scrub off the fake tan. I do also use a holy grail product now for me, is the Saint-Tropez tan remover. Now I'm not sure whether Skinny Tan have a tan remover, but they didn't send me one, so I can't like vouch for theirs, but I have been obsessed with the Saint-Tropez tan remover, because it literally, like, you basically like pump it onto your skin and you leave it on for like 5-10 minutes, and then when you go in the bath, it literally like the layer of tan just starts to kind of like just melts off. Like, it's a really cool product. I mean, I literally don't know what's in it, but it's so cool, and I've been incorporating that into my kind of like exfoliation process since I discovered the product. So I definitely recommend that if you struggle to take off your tan just through exfoliating, especially if, like me, if you put on quite a few layers, then you probably need something like that, just to ensure that you're then starting with a blank canvas the next time you apply your tan. So I actually tend to exfoliate, shave, do all that like the day before, because then I want my skin to kind of breathe and let my pores close up before I then apply the fake tan. So I tend to do that like a day in advance, and then I'll fake tan the next day. So you do kind of have to go a day with being a bit pale, which is low-key depressing, but it's what you need to do. I was actually sent 2 tans from Skinny Tan, so I wanted to try them both out just to see what they were like. So the first one I got was the Skinny Tan self-tanning whip in the like chocolate shade. So it's in the shade Milk Choc, and yeah, it's self-tanning whip. So I thought I'd try this first because I thought that would probably be the lighter of the two, so I just wanted to see what the sort of colour was like. Now this also came with you'll see I've already used it. So this was pink, but it's not going brown, but it also came with a tanning mitt as well. So I just used this to apply the tan. So my skin was obviously nice and fresh, exfoliated, it was nice and pale, it was ready for the new fake tan. So I used the chocolate tan to start with, and the cutest thing about this, which I really like because I am really into like small details, was that it has like a nozzle that's like whipping cream, so when you pumped it out it came out like cream, which I just thought was a really nice touch. Obviously it's called like the self tanning whip, so you would expect it to have something like that, but I just thought that was a really nice touch. And the good thing I liked about this tan was that it smelled like chocolate. Like, I wasn't expecting that, and I've said before, like in previous videos, some fake tans smell absolutely horrific, but this tan literally smelled like chocolate. And I mean, if like me you have a sweet tooth, then and you kind of like more sickly scents, then you'll love the smell of this. I mean, it does smell quite artificial, but it does smell of chocolate. And this is really random, but at the moment I'm obsessed. Like, I've recently discovered chocolate almond milk, which I didn't realize was a thing, right? And I discovered it the other week, and honestly I'm obsessed with it. I put like a shot of coffee in the almond milk with loads of ice, and oh my god, it's so dreamy. I know this has nothing to do with fake tan, but if you are a coffee and chocolate lover, try it. Chocolate is like the Outpro dark chocolate almond milk, oh my god, with coffee is so nice. Anyway, so basically this reminded me of that because it actually smelled of chocolate. So I really did like the smell of it. It came out, yeah, it came out really like it was whipped and airy, and you did have to really work it into the skin. That was one of the things, like it wasn't a quick dry tan, like you really had to work it into the skin. I thought the colour was actually really nice. I think it would be more for the light to medium, or if you're more new to tanning, then I would recommend this shade because it had definitely much more of a natural undertone to it. It wasn't like a super dark intense tan, it was more just like a standard tan colour. So I'd say it's probably like medium to light sort of colour, but it did apply really easily and really nicely. I'd say it had it did have a bit of a green undertone. When I first applied it, I was like, oh, this might be a bit green for me. But when it dried down, it was more like yellow. So it was a nice colour, and it washed off like more like an orangey sort of colour. So if you like that sort of shade of tan, then I'd recommend that. I slept in it overnight, so I had it on for about 12 hours, and then I rinsed it off the next day. So you'll see the colour that it was when I woke up the next day. So it did develop overnight, and it did transfer quite a lot, but I think that's just because it's quite like a liquidy sort of tan. So it didn't dry that quickly, and it did transfer, but most tans do transfer a little bit, but this one did transfer quite a lot, to be honest. But it was a really nice colour, and I would say if you're more new to tan, then I would recommend this one. So I'd put on a layer of that, slept in it overnight, and then I put on a second layer of it the next day and let it develop throughout the day because I wanted to start to deepen up the shade of tan, because for me it wasn't as dark as I would be my preference. But if I was going for a more natural everyday tan and I didn't have like somewhere to go and I just more wanted to be like a bronzy colour, then I would recommend this shade. And also, as I say, if you're more new to tan and like don't know how dark to go, then this is a good one to start with. I did also incorporate the face tanning drops, which I've never used something like this before. I have recently begun to use a face what's it called, gradual tanner for my face to put on like in between tanning, but I've never used drops. So I popped some of these underneath the tan before, because so what I always do is apply a layer of the tan to my face but using a brush, but I popped on some of the drops beforehand and then put on a layer of the tan over the top. These drops are really cool actually. I did notice a difference. Like, I felt like when I rinsed off the tan, sometimes when you rinse it off your face, like it doesn't take that much to your face, but with these drops it definitely was darker and more bronzed, and then I felt more comfortable actually not then wearing makeup because my face was quite bronzed without any makeup on. So yeah, I really did enjoy these drops actually, and I think these are quite affordable for the price that they are, which I'll go through once I've spoken about the last product, which is the Moisture Mousse Express Tan. So yeah, I'd obviously put on 2 layers of this, and then once I'd rinsed the second layer off, I decided to try some of the Express Tan because I thought this probably be a bit darker, probably more my sort of shade. And also when it's Express, the longer you leave it on, the darker it will develop. So I thought, oh, I'll leave a layer of this on overnight and kind of just test it out, see what the colours. I put on another layer of this, and this wasn't, I wouldn't say this is a mousse. This was quite liquidy in its formula texture, especially compared to the whip one. It was definitely a lot more watery, but it dried down a lot quicker, and it had more of a brown undertone. Like, it wasn't green at all. It was definitely more a deep bronze colour, which is really, really good in a tan. So yeah, I put on a layer of that and I slept in that overnight, and then this is kind of the result of all of that. So I am quite bronze. Like, I would say this is a good tan shade for me. Like, I am pleased with it, and it does also like match my foundation, which is a good test for me to see whether it's the usual sort of colour I would go for. So in that respect, I really, really like the tan. The thing is, with the Express one, you do have to work really quickly with it, but this one actually didn't transfer as much as the first one. I was really, really impressed with both colours. Like, the Express is definitely more for if you want to achieve a darker tan, and also because it is Express, you could just leave it on for like 2-3 hours and then rinse it off and you'd be good to go. I did also continue to pop on some of the face drops, which I think these are really, really cool, and you literally only need a couple, so this is going to last me ages. I will run through how much each of them is. These face drops were $9.99, and I think that is super affordable. Like, I think that is well worth it. You literally only need a couple, so this is going to last a very, very long time. So I would definitely recommend these, especially if because normally when you put on your tan, your face does tan, but then it tends to come off quite quickly compared to your body. So if you just kept topping up your face with these, it would probably last longer, which I think is just a really cool idea, but I'd never think to pick up a product like that. So yeah, these are really, really reasonable, I think. And then the chocolate tan is £20, which is, I think for what it is, I don't know whether I'd pay £20 for it. Like, it's probably like sort of it's just above average, I'd say, for a tan of this size. The only thing is, I tend to pay more for a darker tan because I know I'll need less of it. It's good for beginners and if you want more of a natural colour, and I did really like the concept of it, and to be fair, the smell of it was really nice, so perhaps that's what you're paying a bit more for, whereas the cheaper tans tend to smell horrific, whereas this actually did smell really good. So maybe £20 is okay. It's an okay price point. Then the Express Tan and Mitt, so these come together, is $31.99. For me, that is actually, I think that's quite reasonable, because not only do you get the Mitt, which is washable and will last quite a long time because it's really durable, you also then get obviously the Express Tan with it, and I would pay that for that because it is a much darker colour. You'll need less of it. It dried quickly. It didn't transfer that much. The smell was okay, like it was fine for a tan. But I thought that is probably value for money in terms of between that and the chocolate one. I'd pay that for the Express Tan. I think all the products are reasonable. Like, I don't think it's outrageously expensive. I think that's kind of what you would pay for a decent tan anyway. So yeah, I think that's okay. I was super impressed with these tans. I don't really have anything that negative to say about them. If anything, I absolutely loved the smell of this and I can't get over it. Like, I am obsessed with the smell of this one. And if you like sweet smelling things, you will really like this. I thought the face drops, genius idea and super affordable. This is such like I feel like this might become a holy grail product. And then the Express Tan, again, I think this was really good. I was really impressed with the colour. Like, I am super pleased with what colour I am at the moment. Like, it's super golden, super bronze. As I said, it doesn't have like a green undertone, so I am really pleased with sort of the payoff of it. Would I purchase it? I think I would. I would definitely be more tempted to go with the Express Tan, as I mentioned, and these face drops I would get again. But obviously this was very kindly gifted to me, so I'm very happy and thankful to Skinny Tan. So thank you to them for sending me these products, and I'll continue to use them and definitely be picking up some of their products in the future. They're kind of my thoughts. I hope you found it helpful, and yeah, that's kind of it from me. That's obviously my fake tan routine as well, and how I've incorporated the products. So yeah, I hope it was useful. I hope you found it interesting, and do be sure to check out Skinny Tan. I'll leave a link to their products in the description, and also their Instagram as well if you want to go follow them. That's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe down below and give it a thumbs up, and I'm sure I'll see you very soon with another one. Bye. You believe God is a woman.